Hello. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, so good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Stuti Kamble. I'm the Chief Operating Officer in the HSPM Solutions. Before starting this, I want to just give a short description about our company, that what we basically do. So, HSPM Solutions stand for the Hardware and Software Product Management. We provide the business suite to the clients. That is, we build the website and app for the people as per their requirements. And also, we are into the service sector. So recently, back in this month, we have launched a new brand, that is the Techanics. In that, we just provide the free doorstep services for the laptops, mobile, and the desktop repairing for the 24/7. So, and for the other details, you can visit our website also, www.hspmsolutions.com. There was a little bit of problem. So yes, so without delaying this webinar, I want to just welcome the Mr. Dhruv Sharma sir. He's having an experience of 1 year with us, and he's the leading the department of web development. Prior to this, he is having the freelancing experience while pursuing his BCA in the from the FC College. So welcome you, and let's get started for this webinar.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for that introduction. So, without any further delay, I think we should start with the webinar. First, we will learn a bit about what is web development, and then we'll jump to basics of HTML for today. So, let me just guide you through the flow of this course. So, first of all, we'll look at this PPT that I have prepared. It's a short PPT, and then we will be coding for a bit, and we will be seeing the output also with that. So as we all are aware, web development is a very hot market right now, and there are many jobs in this sector, and it is the design and development of websites, and it is and today in today's world, hosting and servers are also very uh, good and fast, so that's very good. So web development can be divided into two broad categories, that is front end development and back end development. So in front end development, you can categorize the interface that we interact with, and in the back end development, you can it can be broadly categorized as the uh, things that go into the background. So like the database management systems and API designs and etc. etc. So basically, in this course, we will be focusing more on front-end development because it's more intuitive and easy to learn. So as we can see, the interface we see on the screen when we open a website in the browser is called front-end designing. And for that, HTML and CSS and JavaScript are mainly used. And then we can also use some frameworks like Bootstrap, React, Angular, and but the basics of this is always JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So in this course we will be learning HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So on the first day, that is today, we will be learning the basics of HTML with this PPT, and then we'll be coding after a bit. Then on day two, we'll be handling CSS, and the procedure will be same for that. On day three, we'll be combining both of these, and we'll be preparing a short website, a static one. And after that, on day four, we'll be introducing Bootstrap. So the procedure for Bootstrap will be same, that first PPT and then we'll code. And at the last day, we will be combining all the knowledge that we have gained in the past 4 days to make a small static website which can be hosted as it will be ready. Okay. So what you will need for this course, there are no prerequisites as such, but you have to have a text editor in which you will code. So you can choose any of the text editors that are available in the market today. So I personally use VS Code and Sublime Text. Both are great, but as I have already forwarded in the group that you should have Sublime Text, and if you have any other code editors, it's okay as well. And for seeing the output, we can choose any browser. I personally use Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, but that's personal choice. And that's all you need. So let's get started with HTML. So HTML is the most basic thing which we need to learn for website development. Okay. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the most basic technology, and it allows us to add different elements to our website such as button, images, links, and etc. So everything you see on a website nowadays is written in HTML first, and then it is styled by CSS, and other components are added. Okay. So HTML is basically made up of different HTML tags. So the basic building blocks of HTML are called tags. So when you write an code in HTML file, it will be in the form of tags. So you can, like, this HTML and HTML closing is a tag. So anything that goes between us would be between this would be displayed on the browser. Okay. So the structure of an HTML document. An HTML document looks like this. So in this, the opening, this tag is called an opening tag, and this tag with an oblique is called a closing tag. So what we can do is that this tag here, we can open this and we can close this, and between all this, the code that is in between this is what we should work on. Okay. So there are the structure of this is that HTML, and then there is head of the document. So in this head, there are information about the website, like what the website is about, and it helps the search engine like Google and etc. to know more about the website. Then comes the body tag. So in the body tag, we can write all the code that we need to execute. Like everything that goes in the body tag will be displayed on the uh, browser. Uh, I think everybody is not comfortable with English, so let me just recap the HTML part in Hindi also. So HTML में क्या होता है कि जब भी हमें वेबसाइट बनानी होती है तो HTML हम यूज करते हैं. सबसे बेसिक टेक्नोलॉजी है वो HTML यूज करने वेबसाइट बनाने के लिए. सो उसमें क्या होता है कि जैसे हम HTML में जो भी लिखते हैं वो अपना एग्जीक्यूट होके ब्राउजर में शो होता है. एंड HTML के जो बेसिक बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स है, मतलब जो सबसे बेसिक चीज हमें HTML में सीखनी पड़ेगी, वो होती है HTML टैग्स. सो HTML टैग्स क्या होते हैं कि HTML में ये ओपनिंग और ऐसे क्लोजिंग जो ब्रैकेट्स होते हैं, इन्हें बोलते हैं HTML टैग्स. सो इसके अंदर जो भी हम लिखते हैं, जो भी जैसे HTML लिखा अपन ने और उसके बीच में जो भी हम कोड लिखेंगे, वो अपन को ब्राउजर को बताने में हेल्प करता है कि हाँ ये HTML फाइल है और हमें इसे एग्जीक्यूट करना है. देन जो स्ट्रक्चर है HTML कोड का, फॉर दैट, इसमें क्या होता है कि हेड, अपने पास 3 कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं HTML में. फर्स्ट तो ये जो पूरा चीज है ना, ये डॉक्यूमेंट है, HTML डॉक्यूमेंट. और जो ये हेड पार्ट है, इसमें रहता है जो उसका जो भी, मतलब अपने वेबसाइट के बारे में जो इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है, लाइक वेबसाइट किस चीज के बारे में है, उसमें कौन कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजीज यूज हुई है, वो सब अपन हेड के अंदर डाल सकते हैं. तो इससे क्या होता है कि जैसे सर्च इंजन होते हैं लाइक गूगल और ये सब याहू वगैरह, तो इसमें अपन जब सर्च मारते हैं किसी भी वेबसाइट के लिए, तो इसमें जो इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है ना हेड के अंदर, वो उसके थ्रू जाता है सर्च इंजन और फिर वो रिजल्ट शो करता है. सेम फॉर बॉडी, इसके अंदर भी अपन जितना भी कोड लिखेंगे वो सब एग्जीक्यूट होके अपने ब्राउजर में शो करेगा. ठीक है. अभी हमने ये देखा कि ये जो ऐसे ब्रैकेट्स के अंदर यूज होते हैं वो होते हैं टैग्स. सो टैग्स भी दो तरीके के होते हैं, क्लोजिंग टैग्स एंड सिंगलटन टैग्स. सो क्लोजिंग टैग्स में क्या होता है, जैसे हमने पीछे इधर देखा कि ये हमने यहाँ पे ये टैग को ओपन किया था, फिर हमने ये ऑब्लिक लगा के ब्राउजर को ये बताया था कि यहाँ पे ये टैग जो है वो क्लोज हो रहा है. उनमें अपना ओपन करने के बाद में हमें वही टैग को रिपीट करना होता है और उसके बाद में एक बस ये लगाना पड़ता है ऑब्लिक जिसे हम कहते हैं, तो ताकि वो ब्राउजर को बता पाए कि ये यहाँ पे क्लोज हो गया है. तो अभी जैसे ये पी टैग होता है, ये पैराग्राफ के लिए होता है. तो जैसे अभी ये हमने यहाँ पे पी टैग ओपन किया और यहाँ पे पी टैग क्लोज किया, तो ब्राउजर को ये समझ में आ जाएगा कि इस इन दोनों के बीच में जितना भी टेक्स्ट लिखा हुआ है ये पैराग्राफ कंसिडर करना है, तो वो उसके हिसाब से अपना आउटपुट दिखाएगा। अब ये होते हैं क्लोजिंग टैग्स। अभी सिंगलटन टैग्स क्या होते हैं कि जिनमें अपन को ये जो क्लोज करने की जरूरत नहीं होती। लाइक बी आर टैग होता है, इमेज टैग होता है, इन सबको हम देखेंगे अभी बाद में कि ये होते क्या है एग्जैक्टली। बट इसमें यह है कि जो क्लोजिंग टैग की हमें जरूरत नहीं होती, तो ये डायरेक्टली ब्राउजर से फिर ओपन टैग ही कंसिडर करता है। सो मूविंग ऑन, नेक्स्ट वी हैव HTML एट्रीब्यूट्स। सो HTML एट्रीब्यूट्स में क्या होता है कि जैसे अभी टैग्स तो हमने देख लिया कि टैग्स क्या होते हैं, पर अभी उनके अंदर भी उनकी स्पेशल प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं कुछ, कि जिससे उनको मैनिपुलेट कर पाए हम, और भी कुछ जैसे हमें इनपुट देना है या फिर और कुछ करना है तो वो हम दे सकते हैं। तो एट्रीब्यूट्स उन चीजों के लिए होते हैं। एट्रीब्यूट्स में क्या रहता है कि जैसे यहाँ पर एट्रीब्यूट का नाम रहेगा टैग्स के अंदर ही, और उसके अंदर वी कैन पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ दैट एट्रीब्यूट। लाइक एक इमेज टैग होता है, इमेज मतलब जैसे हमें कोई भी इमेज
Sorry,
पुट करनी
Dhruv,
है।
Dhruv, really sorry to interrupt you. Please
हेलो।
talk in English also because
हाँ,
some
नो
are from
प्रॉब्लम।
south side. Okay.
ओके ओके, फाइन। सो yeah, I was on this image tag now. So what happens is that this image tag, this img tag is used for inserting images in our website. So whenever we want to insert an image, we use this tag. So as you can see, there is no oblique here, so it is a singleton tag. So what we can do is we can insert these attributes in this tag, within this tag. Okay, so this attribute would tell the browser that this is the source of this image. So it will the browser will look in the folder in the which the HTML document is, and it will look for this logo.png, which is the source of this file. Okay, the src stands for source. So when the browser will look for this, it will take that image from that place and it will place it in our browser website. Okay, and for this image tag there is also one attribute which is quite useful, that is alt. So sometimes what happens is when we are loading the website, some images might not appear directly. तो उस टाइम पे जो this alt attribute comes in play. So whenever whenever that problem might occur, we see that small photo, right? That image in the website. So there it is there it will be written that what this photo was. Okay. So this is an alternative. Alt stands for alternative. So if this image is not appearing on the website, it will show the alternative. Also, this alternative is sometimes used for giving the information to search engine, like we talked before also. Okay. Then then very special attributes are classes and IDs. These attributes are very useful when we work with JavaScript and CSS. So what these tags sorry what these attributes do are they give a particular name to a particular element of the website. So obviously in an HTML document, we use many types of elements, and those are also repeated many times. Like in a particular website, you will have buttons and you will have text fields and you will have many other things that are repeated. So how would and we might need to style them differently, or we might need to take their inputs or something. So how would the browser know which element particularly it needs to target? So for that we use classes and ID. So classes and ID are type of like giving names to those HTML elements. So classes and ID are special type of attributes used for identifying a particular element in the HTML document. Okay, so when we give classes and IDs to these to these tags, they take up that special name. So whenever we want to refer to those elements, we can later use them as their names. Okay, now so the example of this can be like we talked about the p tag before, right? So in p tag there is this opening p tag and there is this closing p tag. So what we have done is we have given this p tag a class and a ID. Okay, so whenever we want to style this differently, we can use this class name or we can use this ID name. Or if in future we want to use JavaScript for this, so we can use this class name or this ID name. Okay, so when we want to refer to this element, like it's written here, if we want to refer to an element with a particular class of ID, we have to use a prefix before the name. Okay, so prefix as in अपन को उसके नाम के आगे कुछ एक पर्टिकुलर सिंबल लगाना पड़ता है. लाइक अगर हम क्लास नेम यूज कर रहे हैं तो हमें उसके सामने फुल स्टॉप लगाना पड़ेगा. लाइक if we want to use the class name, we will use this period in front of it, and if we want to use this ID name, we'll have to use the hashtag. Okay, so this is what is class and ID, and you will realize the full utility of this when we start with CSS. So right now it might not be that intuitive as in what is class and ID, but soon you will realize that this is very helpful. Okay. So some of the very frequently used HTML tags are uh, div tag, p tag. Div stands for division. So what we can do is when we want to club some elements together, we can use a div tag. So div tag is nothing but it will just group the HTML elements together. Then we have p tag. This p tag is all is closing. So whenever we want to write some paragraphs in our website, we can use p tag. P stands for paragraph. Okay. Then we have h1, h2, and and so on till h6. So these are different type of headings. Okay, so there is h1 which is biggest in size. Like whenever we want to write an heading in our HTML code, so we can use this h1 and h2 and h3 consecutively. Okay, so after that we have IMG. So in IMG, as we talked before, IMG stands for image, and whenever we want to insert an image in our HTML document, we use this IMG tag. Okay, so some of the attributes of this are src and alt. We can also add height and width in this, but it becomes a little messy when we use this code to make website responsive, so I would not suggest using those. Then we have UL and OL. UL stands for unordered list and OL stands for ordered list. So in UL, like we talk about list now, we have list different kinds of. So in unordered list, there is no order. So we can use bullets and stars and etc. So that is this. And in ordered list, we have a particular order. So we have to follow the number sequence. Like we can give them numbers like 1, 2, 3, or ABCD or etc. etc. We will see this in some time. Then we come on to li tags. So li tags are used within these two, like between ul and between ols. So li tags are used for listing the list items. Okay, li stands for list items. So when we use this within these, So it tells the browser that we are using it to signify a list item. Okay. Then we come on to A tags. Okay. So A tags are used for linking a different page to our current page. So as we see on different browser, different websites now that we use regularly, we see that they have these different links to their websites, right? Like if someone has a Instagram page also, he can put its link on this. So for doing that, we use this A tag. Then there are many types of inputs. So in inputs, we can take input from the user, like we have text fields, then we have text areas, then we have radio buttons, check boxes, etc., etc. So input type is that. I know it may seem a little difficult right now to understand these, but believe me, once we start using these, there will be no problem. Okay, just stay with me. Okay, and that's it. That was all you needed to know to write your first HTML code. And obviously, there is a vast field of things that HTML has. So nobody knows them all. So what I would suggest you is to go to these two sources. One is Google, so you can Google anything whenever you feel up whenever you face a problem. And the other one is W3 Schools. So w3schools.com is a very good platform, and it has almost everything that we could use for a website. So whenever you face a problem, like you don't understand why is something not working, or if you feel like there is something wrong with this, or you need something that you don't know about, but you want to place that in the website, so you want to know what that thing is. So you can just go to that W3 Schools and you can search for it there. Okay, so that's it. And thank you. So that was all for the PPT. Now we'll start coding, and I think I've covered it all as far as I remember. Let me just check if I left something. Okay, so I think we have covered it all. Okay, so what we will do now is we'll start coding. Okay, so I think you all have this text editor called Sublime Text. एंड अगर आपके पास ये नहीं है फिर तो भी आप कोई दूसरा टेक्स्ट एडिटर यूज कर सकते हैं, उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. एंड आई थिंक वी हैव सम मैसेजेस. ओके, okay, sorry, I forgot to look into this chat section. Okay, so whoever asked this, href means the link that we want to give into that A tag. Okay, okay, here it is. Okay, so whenever you want to link a different page to that to the page we are currently at, we can use this href, sorry. So we can put the link between these inverted commas, and we can use that further. Okay, and thank you. And we will, okay, I'm really sorry, I saw this message right now, and I'll try using both Hindi and English in my further uh, tutorials. Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll do one thing. I will as we have a mixed audience, I would repeat whatever I say in Hindi also, so you feel comfortable. Okay. Okay. So let's start coding. Okay. Okay. Explain OL tag. O- OL tag is used for list. Okay. So in list we have this. We have two type of list. One is unordered list and one is ordered list. So in ordered list, like whenever we make a list, we can either number them or we can put bullets. So whenever the order of the list items is not necessary, we use unordered list. So like if we are making a list for whatever we need for a project, so there is no hierarchy in them. So at that time we can use unordered list, but in ordered list we have some a particular hierarchy between these list items. Okay. So in this, when we have that particular hierarchy, we use ordered list so that we can decide the particular flow of that list. Okay. So moving on now, we'll start coding together. So just a minute. Okay. So we'll be starting with code now. So what you need is this text editor. You can use any, as I said before. You can, I have personally use Sublime Text and VS Code, but it's up to you. Okay. And don't worry, we'll be sharing this PPT in our WhatsApp group. So you don't have to worry about that. And I'm sorry if I was a little bit quick in completing that. Okay. So first we do one thing, we open whatever folder we want to open in this text editor, and then we create a new file. Okay. So in this new file, we'll save it as index.html. And what index.html specifies is HTML is obviously the extension in which we are saving the file, and index, it's a normal practice to name the home page that you designed for a website, to name that index. Okay. So it's a normal habit of web designers to do that. Okay. So index.html is created. Now we'll start with our first ever HTML code. Okay.
Excuse me, Dhruv sir. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
You haven't shared your screen of text editor. Please check that.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's visible now, right?
Yeah. It's visible. Yeah. Carry on.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm sorry. Okay. We'll start again. So as I was saying, you can use any text editor. So now we have opened this folder that we want to save our file in. So we'll create a new file here from file, and we'll save it as index.html. Okay. As I said, index is just a name, so you can choose any other also. But when you proceed to any frameworks like React or Angular or something, it's a common habit that you use index so that the frameworks also understand that this particular page is your home page. Okay. So we'll create this index.html and we'll start coding. So we open this tag, we write HTML, and it will drop this list on you. So on clicking enter on that list, you will see that this, it provides you with the basic boilerplate code. So it's nothing much. As we saw that HTML structure before, it has doctype.html is nothing but just to signify that this document is of type HTML. Then we have HTML opening and closing tags, and everything we want to code should be between these two tags. Okay, these HTML tags. After that, there is this head tag in which the main things are, in which there is this title, and then there will be other things when you proceed in this. So it's for making, search engine optimization is a term we use in the industry many times. So whenever the search engine searches for a particular result, what happens is it looks for the particular keywords in the description that we provide in this head tag. Okay, सो अगर अपन को चाहिए कि अपना जो वेबसाइट है वो इन सर्च इंजन पे टॉप रिजल्ट्स पे आए, तो अपन को उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन पूरा इसमें देना पड़ता है, बट वो काफी आगे की बात है, तो हम उस पर अभी ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. इट्स नॉट दैट important right now, so we'll just move on. Okay, uh, how did you get the code from doctype, etc.? Okay, so as I said before, like, just open this tag and write HTML, and then it will show this drop down list. Okay, so if you click on HTML, you will see that it this code appears on this text editor. Okay, so here we have a title tag. Okay, so what title tag does is whenever we open a website in a browser, we see that there is a new tab. Okay, there. Okay, so whenever we open a site, like we open Facebook or something else, the name of that site appears in place of that new tab. Okay, so that comes from here. So we can put anything, like we can just put my first website. Okay, we will save it and we will open it in the browser. I hope this is visible to everybody, right? Okay, so as you can see, the my first website appears here. Okay, and you can see instead of that new tab here, we have this my first website. Okay, so let's proceed. Then we also see that for right now, this earth symbol is showing up, right? So normally when we see websites, like for example, see this Zoom website, we have this little icon here. Okay, so that icon can be inserted in our HTML file using a link tag in this uh, HTML document. Okay, so for this link tag, we have rel equal to icon and href. As I said, href is the path that we have, images dot ng. Okay, so let me just explain what I did there. So title, I think almost every one of you have got what it is. Now link, as I said, that there is this there is this icon that appears on the website, so we want that. So to do that, we have to write link as in we have to link
Dhruv sir,
this image. Yes.
hello. We
Yes,
can't see
yes.
your Chrome browser, you know. We can't see
Okay,
your Chrome browser. Please check that.
yeah, that's, I think. Okay, so I'll have to stop sharing every time, right?
No, no, you can go that like share screen, then share my screen. Okay, there is an option for that.
Share
Like
screen.
whatever it will be on screen, we can see.
It is visible now?
Yeah. Perfect, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you. So, as I was saying, we have this title with us in this browser, and we have this small icon which appears right besides this title. Okay, so we want this earth symbol to go away, and we want this particular icon that we have for our website to appear here in place of this earth symbol. Okay, so for that we will be using this link rel icon. So it's not that important to learn the basics of this, so I won't go in detail for that, but you just have to know that you have to write this, and then you can go to the uh, you can paste whatever the path of the image is here. Okay, so the path of the image here is very necessary, in fact. So what we can see here is we have this new folder, and within that new folder we have two files. We have this images folder, and we have this index.html file which we are currently working on. Okay, so in this images file we have this image.png, which is something like this. Okay, and so we want that image to appear besides this uh, title of our website. Okay, so for that we uh, give this path of this file. So we are currently in this, so in this file, right? So what we can tell the browser to do is we can tell the browser to search for a folder named images, sorry. So it will look for this folder named images. It will find this here. Then it will ask the browser to look for this image.png, which is here. Okay, so this is how the href works. Now moving on, we can see that we have this we have this icon also appear right now on this, and we have our first website on. So let us talk about these tags that we saw in the presentation. So first we'll talk about these h1, h2, h3, and these tags. So what these tags are headings. Okay, so like if I put my first website here and close this tag. Okay, so we save this and we go to the browser, and we see that this heading appears on this website. Okay, so this h1 tag is used for inserting headings. Now there are many variations of, there are 6 variations of these headings. So I'll show them all to you right now. Okay, I think it is 6. Okay, so there are 6 variations of h tag. No, thank you. And when we reload this, we'll see that the size of these h tags will increase subsequently when we use a bigger number of this h tag. Okay, so h tag h1 is the biggest, h2 is a little bit smaller, and so on. Then h6 is the smallest heading we have. Okay, so these are the different variations in headings we can have. Then we can use p tags, which as I talked about, is the paragraphs we can use in our websites. So I will write this is array graph, and we'll reload, and it appears in form of a paragraph. Now notice that this paragraph, its font size is bigger than h5 and maybe even h5, h6. So but these are a little bit bold. The font weight of these are more, and the paragraph is a little light. Okay, so that's the difference between a heading and a paragraph. Now we have these paragraphs and we have these headings in our hand. Okay, so now we move on to the next. uh, we can take up div. Okay, so what div does is we can open a div here and we can close the div here. Okay, so what it will do is it will group all these text that we have written into a particular element, that is a div element. Okay, so whenever you want to style this differently, whenever we want this to appear differently on the website, we can you we can address this div instead of addressing these particular elements together. Like, for example, I do something here like style background color is equals to red. Okay, it's so everything everything within this tag will have red background color. Okay, so that was just a demonstration of what this div does, and what style is we'll learn tomorrow in CSS. Okay, so next we have list. Okay, so as I was explaining before, you will see the difference of list in this. So what we can do is we can prepare an unordered list here, and we can write second, third, and we'll remove this. So what we did was we started a unordered list tag and we ended it here. Okay, then we uh, used a list item tag and we created our first list item, then second list item, then third, and then fourth. Okay, so when we see the output on the browser, we'll see that this is an unordered list. That is, it is using bullets instead of numbers. So whenever we want to create a list on our website that for which the hierarchy of the list items is not necessary, when then we can use unordered list. Okay, so similarly, if we copy this list and we paste this list and we change the UL to OL, that is ordered list, we'll see that these numbers appear instead of the bullets that we saw here. So that's the difference between OL and UL. Okay, so in ordered list we saw that the numbers appear and there's a particular hierarchical order that we can see on this list, and in unordered list we saw bullets, so the order of the list was not necessary there. Okay, so moving ahead, we have a tags. Okay, so in a tags what we can do is we can open an a tag and we can link our href here. So let's say uh, contact.html is an hypothetical page that we might create in the future, and uh, we want to connect this link to that page. So we can insert the address of that page here and then we can go on. So we'll write here click me and we'll save and we'll reload the page. Okay, so this link appears here, and when we click on this, this file is not found because we have not created that file, but this link is active now. Okay, so whenever we want to link many pages together in a particular page, we can use links. We can use a tags. Okay, so after a tag, I think there is input types, and then there is image. Okay, so let us take input types first. So we have this input tag which has attributes type and name. So we can name it anything. We don't have to think a lot about this. So let's just type name here. Okay, and type is something we have to consider before we start designing our thing. So if we want to take an input from the user that is in text form, so we can type here text, and we can save it, and we can see on the browser. See, this text field appears, and we can write anything that we want to. So we can do anything in this. Okay, so this is an input type. After this input type, we also have like a password type of input. So the next input field appears here, and whatever you type in this would be in form of these bullets, so that no one else can uh, know your password or whatever you insert in this. Okay, let me just, okay, uh, we have some doubts in the chat section. So I think we'll address them. So okay, yes, yes. Okay, so for opening this document in the browser, you in this text editor particularly, you can just right click on this, and you can click on open in browser option that is appearing here. Okay, if you do that, it will definitely show up on your browser. And if you don't have that option with you, you can go to wherever you saved that file, and you can just double click on this index file. So this file will appear on your browser. Okay, so after that, okay, okay. uh, how to set logo on website, I think I have covered it here. And if you still have doubt, I can solve it later on in our doubt section, doubt class. Okay, and okay, that's it for now. I think all these doubts we'll try to address them in the doubt classes that we'll have out after this coding session. Okay, so right, so we have these input types also, and after that, similarly to these, we have radio buttons and check boxes as well. So that's something you can experiment later with. And now we will see, okay, now we'll see buttons. So for button, we can just write button and close it, and we can put whatever text we want to appear on the browser here. So we have this text box, we have this password box, and then we have this submit button. Okay, so these buttons are also very useful, or sometimes people prefer to use these a tags instead of button also. So you can also see that, look at that later. And lastly, we will be inserting an image here. So image, we open this image tag, and as you might remember, it is a singleton tag, so we don't need to close this. Okay, so in src we will put images slash image.png because that's the image, that's the address of this image. Okay, so images slash image dot png. Okay, and we'll provide an alt to this also. Okay, so when we reload, we'll see that there is this image that appears on this website. Now, what I was saying before was that you can also control this height and width of this image here. So as we see right now, the size of this image is very big, and we don't want this big of an image right now. So we can specify the you can specify the size of the image here by using height and width attribute. Okay, so and pixel and px stands for pixels. So whenever you want to specify a particular dimension in web designing, use units like pixels and etc to specify those. Okay, so when we reload this page, we'll see that the image size has decreased and it has become 200 pixels by 200 pixels. So you can specify any value in this height and width section. So like we make it 400, so it will appear longer. The height has increased, but the width is still the same. Okay, so I think this was all, and there are some more doubts in the chat section. I think let's copy the code in Notepad and share it. Yeah, sure. We'll be posting these all these PPTs and the code sources and the images that I use in the WhatsApp group. So don't worry about that. Okay. Sir, HREF attribute. Yes, the HREF attribute is the address. This href attribute is the address that of the page we want to go to. Like if when we click this button, we want to travel to a different page, right? So this is the address of this page. For that, uh, alt is okay. So alt is the alternative to this image. So what alt stands for is if we face some problem during the server request that we make to the server, and the image is not uh, gathered from the server, or there is some problem in the appearing of that image. So uh, like if we can do one thing, we can remove this and we can reload. Okay, so you will see that image.png does not exist in this folder. Okay, it was in the images folder. src is not closed. No, we don't need to close this tag because it's a singleton tag. So as I was saying, src, when we see here that the image is not present in this folder, so obviously the browser can't grab that image. So what the browser does instead is it shows this broken image icon here. I think it's visible now. It shows this broken image icon here, and it shows whatever we put in the alt tag. Like if we just put image instead of website image and reload this, it will show image. So if there is some problem with fetching the image from the server, at that time, whatever we put in this alt part of this, we can show it to the user instead. And also it's sometimes useful for the search engine to browse through the website. And like whenever we search something on Google Images, we type a few keywords. So the search engine goes through all these alt attributes, and it searches for that those keywords. Okay, can we put image in alt? No, no, no. Alt is only a text section. Okay. Okay. So I think there are no doubts anymore, and I think we have covered all of the things that I needed to cover today. Okay, div is done, p is done, h1 image will. Okay, so that's it. That's the basic HTML you need to know. But as you would point out, this website is not looking very good right now. Okay, because it's basically just made in HTML. So what we'll do tomorrow is we'll try to style this website using CSS. So the difference between these types of website that looks so good like this, that have background color and that have these design trends that follow, the difference between these sites and sites like these is mainly the CSS. So we'll be styling all these things tomorrow. So we'll be changing the font size, we'll be changing the background color, and etc, everything. So that would be for tomorrow, but plain simple HTML will give you this only. So I think this is a good time to stop this session. And hello, Sanskar sir.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
So I think I've covered all for today.
Okay.
So should
I
we
I
proceed
request
for
that.
the doubt session?
Yeah. Yeah. Surely. Surely. I was saying the same. Then go for that. Yeah.
So we have this doubt section
So
in the
whatever
chat.
the doubts are, please text on the chat. We can't open the like mic of yours. It would be problematic because chaos will be there. Please share your any doubt on the chat box, please. Yeah.
So we have many doubts. Okay. So can you put image in alt? No. How to identify that there is a error? So it's quite difficult to know error in HTML. So there are only two outputs of an HTML element. Either it will work or either it won't. So if it doesn't work, you will have to search for the errors manually, because currently the browser don't provide us with many error finding uh, features. So I don't. So for HTML, we don't have any feature for that right now. How do you comment in HTML? Okay, so if you use a text editor like Sublime Text, you can do one thing. You can press Control, and just above that Control key, you will see a question mark key. So you will press Control, and you can press that question mark key. So this will make it a comment. Okay, and if you are not using any modern text editor or something, then you can open a then you can do one thing. You can open this arrow braces, you can put an exclamation mark and double dashes. Okay, and for closing this you can double dash and this. So this makes it a comment. This is how you comment a uh, this HTML files. So as you'll see, the image tag has gone from Uh, Input tag is a singleton tag. Yes, input tag is a singleton tag. And if you want, you can close this with a slant at the with an oblique at last, but it doesn't matter. And most of the times you don't have to do that. How to set images and in UL, that we'll see later, but just just because you asked, I would show you this. You can put anything in this li tags. So you can either put text, you can either put headings, you can put paragraphs, you can put buttons. Everything can be put inside these li tags. I was supposed to show this on day 3 when we will be using HTML and CSS both, but it doesn't matter. I think this is also okay. So in li tag we can just simply put the image and we can save and we can run it on the browser. Okay, so you will see that the first item is this image, and then the second item, third item, and the fourth item. Okay? So that's how you put an image in a UL. Okay, how could we find errors in HTML? That's quite difficult to find, but you can do one thing. You can go to the browser, you can press shift plus control plus I, and that would open the console here. So you can open this select element wala jo ye tag hai, and you can open this and you can select any one of this, and you can see if there is any error. But most of the time this is useless because it doesn't give any advanced features, so I won't recommend you doing this. Instead, just go to your code and just look for error yourself manually. Okay, so okay, save that. I have a doubt on how to upload image. Uh, okay, I will like to know more about that doubt on how to upload image. What is the difference between HTML and CSS? So HTML is pretty much uh, a language to post everything that we use onto the browser. Like every information we have, we want to show on the website, we can put it on the browser using HTML, like we did just now. Okay, this was all the information we needed to put on our website. So, and CSS is basically CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So what it does is it provides styling for our HTML. Like if we want to change the color of this text, or we want to change the color of the background, we want to change the font size of this text or anything else, we can do using CSS, and that we'll cover tomorrow in tomorrow's session. Okay? Can't get the link, and it's I'm sorry, I can't get the question in this. Can't get the link and it's rel. Uh, can you specify more on this? How to select path of an image? So for path of an image, you can go to your folder. Like I have saved this index, the file I was working on in this folder. Okay, so you have to go to this folder and you have to see where the image lies from here. Okay, so in this folder it lies in images, and then image appears here. So its address becomes images slash image.png, and you have to use the extension also. And when and you can see the extension by right clicking it and going to properties. So it's a PNG file, so you can just copy this .png, or it can be JPEG also. Or another thing you can do is our code is in this we have our code in this new folder. Okay, so you can go through this image, sorry, and go to the properties, and you can select all the things that is after new folder slash. Okay, so images slash image.png. Okay, uh, how to select any IDs that we can use for HTML. Sublime Text is actually an IDE, and other than that, you can use Atom or VS Code, or there are many other. You can use any one of them which you feel comfortable with. Difference between name, value, class, and ID. Okay, so name is whatever you want to name the tag we are using, and value is the value we want to pass into that input, like this input. When we enter anything in this input, like I insert my name, so whatever the uh, value we input is referred to by value. And classes and ID are, as I told you, used for styling the tags, and little bit after, when you learn JavaScript, you will be using those classes and ID extensively there. So right now you won't get the use of class and ID, but in near future we will be using those. And name is used for these input tags, but the main use is for this another tag that we use in uh, web designing. It's called label. So label is for showing it to the user that what this text field stands for. Okay, so what we have to write is label for, and then the name of this input type. So the name of this input type is also name. So we'll write name for in this for, and we'll write name here, because we want to take the name of the user here. Okay, and we'll close the label. And when we'll reload this page, okay, let me just um, so when we reload this page, we'll see that the name appears here. Now we could have also used a p tag or an h1 tag or an h2 tag, but it's a common practice to use label, and it is also meant for that. So we mostly use this label for taking the name of this. And this is the basic necessity of this name attribute that we have in this input type. Okay, and also I think I forgot to tell you that this we have this br tag. Okay, so br tag stands for break. So whenever we want to go to the next line in the browser, so we can't just press enter and go. So we have to insert this br tag, the break tag, to do that. Like if I remove this from here, you will see that the name appears right after this click me. So when I add this br tag and reload, you'll see that it goes to the next line. And if I insert one more br, it will go to next line and further on. What are attributes of input types? Attributes mainly are these two. First, the most important is type, of course, and then we can add class and ID to each and everything. That is not a major issue. And other than that, the name tag is also quite useful when we are using this label. Okay. What is a singleton tag? Singleton tags are basically the tags that don't need these closing tags. Like we are using these closing tags everywhere now. We open this OL tag, and then we have to close it also. So if we don't close this, the browser will think that the rest of the things that we have here are also list are also included in this list. So whenever we will reload this page, it will show this in the list format only. Okay, so we have to tell the browser that we have to close the list here. We should always close these tags, and singleton tags are the ones that don't need these closing tags. So like we used closing tags here, but we didn't use closing tags here. So images and other tags like images are called singleton tags. Okay. Can you summarize on the code from the first line in 2 minutes? First line, as in these two, now. Title and link are the things that appear on this browser window. Okay, so title is this text that appears, the name of the website, and the link rel icon is the thing that appears beside the title, like this, the image that appears here. Like there's this zoom icon here now, it's quite similar to that. And if we remove this, if we remove this link tag, you'll see that there is this just a minute. Okay, it's not showing right now because it's taking the image from cookies. But if we don't put this link icon, whatever it was, here, so it shows a earth icon here instead of this. So that's what this is for. And you don't need to go into much detail for this. Just you have to understand what href is and how we give values into this. Okay, attributes of ul and ol. ul and ol can of course have ids and classes, and we'll talk more about that on day 3, I think. uh, then we have why not cover other tags like table? Uh, Actually, it was because of the constraint of time that I couldn't cover table, because when you enter into tables and stuff like that, it takes some time. Maybe I'll try to introduce it later on, but I don't think I have the time right now. And moreover, the tables are very not very frequently used in modern day websites, so I don't think that are that useful right now. What is a rel? Rel is the type of the file that we want to link to. Okay, so here it is icon, and tomorrow we'll see that the rel takes a different value of style sheet. So it takes different values for specifying what type of file we are linking to our uh, document. Okay, how does a button tag work? So a button tag just places a button in our website, and we can input any type of text uh, that we want to place in that button. So like if in place of submit, we could have also written go, and it would have shown go here. Okay, so that's that. And again, we could have placed some attributes here also. And to learn more about these attributes and whatever we can do further with these HTML elements, I would recommend you to read some articles on W3 Schools, and I'll obviously share the links. But uh, in 1 hour, I can't obviously cover all these things. So I would request you all to read the articles written on W3 schools, and also watch some tutorials on YouTube, and I'll recommend some good channels later on. So, and also whenever you feel that you are stuck or you want to use something and you don't know how to use it, you can just Google it however you need. And I think that's that. So how to link our website to Google server. Whenever you host a website, no, whenever you take a domain name and you uh, set it up on a server, it the Google automatically can read those websites on by its own. So we can do that. And but what happens is that when you are an amateur developer, the thing is that you don't have that meta tags and all that in your code. So the website you create and host will be in will be lower in the search results of Google. So you have to add those meta tags and everything else in this head element, so that the the website you host appears on the top of your Google, search result or whatever. So how to upload image? Please explain how to select path. Okay. So how to see uploading an image is a different type of a scenario. We can do this using this input only. So let me just show you how it is done. So I have just created an one more input type, and its type is file. Okay. So when we save it and run it, we see that there appears this button of choose file. Okay. So when we choose file, and we can use anything like, we just do this. So it uploads the file onto the browser. Okay. So that is how you can upload a file or an image. You can choose both. Do that. And explain how to select path. Selecting path is actually very easy. You just have to see where your the current file is, the file you are working on. Like this is the file I was working on, right? Index. So just select the folder or whatever you have, and go to that and select the image. Okay. So for using that this image in this index page, what we'll have to write is images slash image.png. And if this image was to be pasted here, so we could have, what we could have done is we could have just written image.png instead of images slash dot png or whatever we wrote before, and it would have worked properly. So that's how you select an path. Can we make tables in HTML? Yes, you can. But explaining that would have taken a lot of time, so I think I'll avoid that right now. But you can surely go to the tutorials that are present online and learn more. Sir, little bit explain about equal to sign in HTML. Okay, so whenever we want to assign a value to anything in HTML, we use this in equal to symbols. Okay. So when using this will specify that we want to assign this value to the thing that we to the attribute we have used here. Okay. And double inverted commas are obviously for you signifying that whatever you want to uh, give the value to. And instead of this we could have also used single tags and sorry, and it would have worked properly then too. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you use double quotes or single quotes. Instead of bullet, how to instead of bullets, how to set other symbols, we'll see tomorrow in CSS. And images in UL tag, I think I've shown already. Can we put URL instead of src in image tag? Yes, you can. And is there, why are companies hiring programmers? Okay, so what happens is that you don't always these WIX services that nowadays people use are kind of a like boxy, and they are not unique. Okay, so the thing is that you can't give that field to that website unless it is designed from scratch, in my opinion, to that website until it's designed with from scratch. So if you design it from the basics and use HTML and CSS and JavaScript and other platforms to design to develop that, it will be more appealing and less mainstream, I think. And you can obviously experiment more here and you can get more flexibility. Sometimes when I want to see changes in website by using WordPress, I select okay, so if you face this problem, I think pressing Control F5 is a very good tool, because it sometimes what browser do is when your site is very heavy, they store some of the data that is present on the site as it is in the browser. So whenever you reload, it takes the data from the browser and not from the source file that you are using. So Control R would just reload the page and would not show the changes that you are doing on the website. But Control plus F5 would make sure that the code is taken from the source file instead of just using the uh, code that is present in the browser. By using HTML also we can do changes in styles. Yes, you can do, but the thing is that uh, we'll we'll talk about styles tomorrow only. Okay, take a minute. Can you explain me more about the name attribute of input tag? So the name attribute is nothing but just okay. Let me take this for example. Name is image. So these name attributes are for these mainly for these labels. Okay, so when we want to apply a label to this, we can specify this. So when we read this code, what we will see is we have this label and it's for name. Now we'll see which name's name is name, and then we'll have this for password. So we'll search for which input type has password name, and similarly for this we'll have this. Okay, so these labels, the for attribute of these labels mainly uses this name. We can change this. So as we can see, this is these all are there. So there's nothing main like major role of this name tag, but it's just that it's used for this label. Link tag for setting the image at web name. Yes, link tag is for setting the icon that we have here. Question from every life, explain div. Why contact? Why contact.html? It doesn't matter. You can choose anything like contact. In place of contact, I could have also written my name, but it doesn't matter. And if you want, and also you can do one thing, instead of this you can place a hashtag here. So if you want to uh, make a link to this page but you don't have the URL of that page right now, so you can place an uh, uh, hashtag here. So whenever you will click on this, it is still enabled, but whenever you click on this you will just see a hashtag at the end of the URL that you are at. Okay, so this is the explain div. Div is for creating a division of our HTML website. So whenever we want to club some of the elements that we use together for mainly styling purposes, we can use div, and we'll see the major role of this div in HTML, in CSS and Bootstrap. So yeah, I'll share all these links and codes on the WhatsApp group. Don't worry. And can you explain what name? I have already done that. Okay. What is the user name? How to link our website? Uh, I can't get the image. Uh, I think you should just match the code that I've written here to yours, and I think that would work. Can you please explain how you get the code like doc type? So we have to create a new file and we have to save it first in .html format. Like we have page, we can say page.html. So it will save as .html format. Then we can open this arrow bracket and we can start typing HTML, and this it would give this drop down list. So we can select HTML here and it will give us this boilerplate code that we can further use. Okay. So this is how you bring that code. Or if you don't want to do that, you can always start typing all of these things, that it doesn't matter that much. Please explain why we have used content. It was just a sample page that I thought I should link to this A tag for showing you that you can travel from one page to another using this HTML A tag. What about alignment? Alignment would be covered in CSS, so that would be covered tomorrow. Can you explain body tag? Body tag is if, whatever we code, we have to type it in body tag. The head, see, if you see a website, this part is called the head. Okay, so the changes that we make here would be reflected here, and the changes we make in the body tag would be reflected in this space that is down here. Okay, so uh, please explain link tag. Link tag, see, link tag is for linking other files to our website page. Okay, so like today we are using only this icon, rel equal to icon, and then we are storing this icon on this website. And tomorrow will be when we'll be using this CSS with our HTML, we'll be writing rel equal to style sheet there. So it would specify to the browser that we are using a style sheet instead of this icon. So link, the function of link tag, I think you will understand tomorrow better. Okay, so I think all the doubts are covered. Please, if you have any more doubts, you can type in the chat box right now. We'll be soon ending this session. So please be quick if you have any doubts. Uh, I think there are no more doubts. So let's end this session right now. So I would request you all to just practice whatever we have learned today, and I'll be sharing this code and the PPT that I have prepared in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So okay, please explain the use of W3 schools. Okay, W3 schools is, let me just show you. Okay, W3 schools is this website for web. It's kind of a tutorial for web developers, and you can learn anything from here. Learn HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. Everything is available here, and it's quite easy to use. So, like if we go to HTML and HTML elements, and you will see everything about this topic, and they also have these try it yourself boxes here. So you can, they already have this boilerplate code, so you can run this and you will see the output here on the right. Okay, so and you can make changes also here. So like if I could this, and if we run, then this shows. So it's a very good source for learning. And okay, I think that's it for today. I'll be sharing this code and the PPT I've prepared on the group. So stay live for that. And okay, time's up. And thank you for attending this session. And we'll meet tomorrow again for the CSS tutorials. So, Sanskar sir, I
Yeah,
think we can end it now.
sure. Yeah. Thank you everyone for your like very good coordination. We got a good response from you all. As Dhruv sir said, we'll be live on tomorrow at 12, same time. We'll be notifying you the meeting link and all tomorrow at morning. Thank you so much. Yeah. We'll end the session right now.
Thank you.